guys, we're talking about heart rate right now. What is heart rate? Even if you're not an athlete, knowledge about it is very helpful. It also helps you spot sometimes health problems. So sometimes people find out that they have like tachycardia or a hole in their heart because of monitoring their heart rate. Your heart rate or pulse is the number of times your heart beats per minute. Normal heart rate varies person to person. So your guys' heart rate are not going to be the same. I can almost guarantee that. Okay? Knowing yours is helpful in learning about your health, because that way you know what you're capable of, what your target heart rate is, what you're doing if you're pushing too hard, what you're doing if you're not pushing hard enough. Okay, where to find it. So you guys can go ahead and find it right now. To measure your heart rate, simply check your pulse. So you can take your index and third finger on your neck to the side of your windpipe. There's a fleshy area there, and push it in there. Or you guys can take your wrist, take the same two fingers between the bone and tendon over your radial artery. Okay, it's on the thumb side of it, not the pinky side of it. Don't use your thumb. Some of you guys have gone to the doctors where they place a little thing that pinches your thumb. That's for your heart rate. Okay, that's your pulse. So you don't want to use your thumb as you do it, because then you're getting two different pulses. Other places your pulse can be taken: back of the knees, groin, your temple, and foot. So they do that for babies a lot. They'll take their foot for their heart rate. Yeah. How it is measured. It is measured in BPM, beats per minute. Okay, that's the same standard everywhere. The most accurate way to measure it is to take that pulse and count it for the full minute. How many of you guys have like a fitness watch that keeps track of your heart rate? Any of you guys?
Nope.
Nope.
I wanted one for Christmas.
I'm wearing it right now.
Nope.
So like I have mine, and so I can cheat, and I can tell you right now my heart rate is 72 beats per minute. So it'll go and display it on my actual thing, which I don't know if you guys can see. Okay, during routine medical exams, they check your heart rate also, and they keep track of that every time you go to the doctor. And sometimes when you're having procedures, they're monitoring your heart rate. So probably you guys have seen things where they're in the movies, and you see that someone goes and they have a heart attack, and they show the heart rate monitor with no heart rate, no pulse going on. That's what they're doing, is they're monitoring their heart rate. Okay, shortcut. If you don't have a handy-dandy heart rate monitor and you're trying to gauge it really quick, find your pulse and count for 6 seconds. So I'm going to have you guys try that right now. Ready? Everyone found it? Set and count. Stop. So all you do is you put a 0 to the end of it, and that's how many beats per minute about. That's a shortcut. So if you had 7, that's saying that you're about a 70 BPM right now, okay? Resting heart rate. So you guys are close to that. You're not exactly there. Resting heart rate is your heart pumping the lowest amount of blood you need. So it's the most relaxed it can be. So it's going slower. If you're sitting, laying down, you're calm. I'm over here talking a lot, so I'm at about 67 right now, but I'm sitting down. I'm not being very active. A heart rate is usually between 60 to 100 for resting heart rate. That's not necessarily accurate for everyone, okay? If you have something lower than 60, that doesn't necessarily mean there's a problem. That can be okay, and it can actually be a good thing, okay? People who are athletes can have a lower resting heart rate because their heart muscles are better. They've been conditioned for it. They're more used to it. So I'm trying to see mine. It's coming up right now. So my resting heart rate is 56, okay? It's lower than 60. Not a big deal, but I do lots of physical activity. Maximum heart rate. This is the highest you should try to get. Like, this is the max. If you go over that, you want to start bringing it back down. Just like anything else. If you take a car and you push it too hard, what happens to the car?
Breaks down.
Exactly. Same thing. If you push your heart too far, you can have medical issues. You can have an emergency happen. Okay, so right now, so this is why I said you can cheat for a calculator, and this is one of your guys' bingo boxes, is what's your maximum heart rate? To find it, there's a very easy formula. It's 220, take away your age. Okay, so if you have that calculator right now, I'd say write that down to the side because you're going to want that in your bingo card later, okay? Got it?
108.
It shouldn't be 118. 220, take away your H. All of your guys, unless you're over 20, should be 200 and something. Okay? Moving on to the next one. All right. So now we're going to start talking about target heart rate. Okay? This one I'm showing you is a little more involved. You don't need to do this one. This is your target heart rate is where you want your heart rate to be while you're exercising. That's where you get the most benefit. That's where you're pushing your heart, you're pushing your cardiovascular system in a safe way, but in a healthy way, okay? Because you always want to push things a little bit. Just like a car, you sometimes want to go fast. It's normal, okay? So for this one, the Kervonian formula, we have what's called the heart rate reserve, which you need to know your resting heart rate. Because some of you guys will be more efficient than people because you have a lower resting heart rate. Some people have a higher resting heart rate. So this one, I'm just going to go over it really quick. You can do it if you want to. It's pretty simple math. You just need to follow the math. So this one right now, I have an example for if you were 13. So if you guys see, you have 220, take away 13. So this is your what? Who remembers what it's called?
Heart rate per minute?
Nope.
Heart rate.
Can I help you? Pointing at it.
Maximum heart rate.
Maximum heart rate. So the maximum heart rate, if you're 13, is 207. It doesn't matter who you are, okay? So 207, take away, this would be the RHR, which is what? Who remembers what RHR is? It was the last one we saw.
Resting heart rate.
Resting heart rate. So this person, you're taking your max heart rate, take away your resting heart rate, and that's finding your heart rate reserve. Okay, so that's what that 147 is. Okay, and then their minimum is 70% of that plus their resting heart rate, and their maximum is 85% of that plus their resting heart rate. So this is saying this person, to be in a good target heart rate zone, they want to have their heart rate above 163, but below 185. Okay, following so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we're going to go to the next one. So that's the harder one, but that one is a very accurate one. This is the one that's going to be coming into your bingo card, okay? Because your resting heart rate, oh, wait, let me go back to your resting heart rate. Resting heart rate, this one you want to count for the full minute. You want to be as accurate as possible, and you want to be like laying down. The best time to do is right after you get up from the bed, okay? So right when you wake up. Unless you had a nightmare, then your heart rate's going to be crazy. Okay. This is where we're going to be using some math, and you guys will be writing on my screen, which I think I need to skip a couple slides to go over that again. Target heart rate, moderate and vigorous. So we worked last week on moderate intensity and vigorous intensity and some ideas of it. So now we're going to go and pair them up, because those are based on metabolic rates. We're going to pair them up with your heart rate to a degree, okay? So moderate, this is according to CDC. You can see all my little citations at the bottom. Moderate is 64% and 76, between 64 and 76% of your maximum heart rate. That's a pretty easy one. That is a percentage. So you take your max heart rate times 0.64, and that will be your minimum one, and 76.76, that will be the higher side of moderate activity. Okay?
Okay.
Vigorous, and so we'll do this in a moment, so don't stress out. So exact same formula. All of you guys should have your maximum heart rate right now, so it should be 200 something. You would times it by 0.77 for the lower part of vigorous, and times by 0.93 for the higher side of vigorous activity. So when you guys are doing, so moderate activity, if I'm going and bike riding, and I want to be moderate intensity, when I do those two checks for my heart rate, I should be between 64 and 76%. If I'm biking, and it's okay, if you did it as moderate, you can leave it as moderate. I'm just wanting you guys to learn about it. If you see that's higher, you might have actually been working vigorously, and you may not have known it. Guys, do these for real. Heart rate doesn't usually go to point blankety blank, so you'll round up to the whole number, okay? So 133, 158, okay? Are you guys good if I go on to the next slide? Okay. And we're going to go ahead and clear the drawings. Okay, so what's going to happen in a second is, like I said, it's interactive. You guys are going to be going and we're going to have a quick workout to see what's going to happen with your heart rate. Last call, going once, going twice. So what Ty caught on is your heart rate. What did your heart rate automatically start to do once you finished your activity?
It started to slow down.
Yeah, exactly. It started to slow down. You know, no longer were using it.
Oh my God.
I'm going to start muting you. Remember, this is being recorded. Okay. So with that in mind, and I think I might turn off the annotation.
Okay.
There we go. Okay. Taking back my screen. So you guys kind of caught on that a moment ago. What can you do to lower your heart rate?
Down.
Rest.
Sit,
Sit down.
rest,
Water.
Drink water.
water.
Breathe.
What's another one? Think about it. If I'm breathing really, 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 really hard,
Take deep breaths.
yeah,
You can do this.
slow down. Okay. Those are all things to lower your heart rate. So why does your heart rate get higher?
Want more oxygen.
Yeah, you need more oxygen for your what?
For your lungs. Oh, for
Bye-bye.
muscles, right?
Our lungs.
Yeah, you guys are doing. Where's my last slide? Okay, well, we'll be on this slide then. Okay, you guys have the right idea on that. So as you're working out, your muscles need oxygen. So where's your biggest muscles?
Isn't it like in the legs?
Yeah, your biggest muscles are in your butt and legs, lower body. So if you guys notice on your workouts you did right now, so this is your guys' question on your guys' bingo. What part of your body needs more oxygen? Which part of your body makes your heart rate go higher? Yeah, your lower body. And then if you use your whole body, think about jump rope. Was your jump rope kind of using your whole body? But you were moving your arms, your core was using because you were standing up, you were jumping off of your feet. And that's why you had your highest one. So lower body is going to demand a lot more higher heart rate than your arms. Okay, so an arm curl is going to be less heart rate than a leg curl. Okay.